Yeah, man, it's about staying optimistic, keeping your head to the skies, keeping your chin up, keeping your chest out, and recognizing that you don't have control over tomorrow. You don't have control over tomorrow, next week, a month from now, 5 minutes from now. We don't have control over yesterday. What happened is what happened, and all I can control is what I'm thinking about in this present moment. In this present moment, and am I gonna worry about what I have no control over, or am I gonna focus on what I'm thankful for and what I can do right now? And I believe that that's what's helping me out. It's to just recognize that I have control over my thinking. I have control over how I feel, and I have control over what I can do tomorrow, or excuse me, in this moment to get me to tomorrow. So, worrying about yesterday, big waste of time. Big waste of time. Worrying about tomorrow, big waste of time. Yeah, tomorrow is important because there's things we must accomplish for tomorrow, but worrying is a waste of time. Why not think about it optimistically? Why not just have faith? Just have the faith. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that faith has to be a little delusional. You know what I mean? Because, what else are you going to do? Maybe it's delusional to think negatively and think nothing's going to work out. Even if some things are unavoidable, it probably would be delusional to think that it was going to be the ending of everything and just look at it as like, you know what, I'm going to get through this and we're going to be all right. And I'm going to get to the end of this like I got through the end of everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to let anything take away my strength, my dignity. And I'm going to make sure that no matter what, I'm optimistic, staying optimistic. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. What's the other alternative? Negativity? That's not going to help. Thinking about all the things that you can't do and why everything's fucking up, that's not helping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might as well just think optimistically. And I think that prayer helps me out because when I pray to God, I recognize that, I have support. I have something bigger than myself to give me support during hard times or during times of uncertainty. So praying to God is so important. Praying to something higher power, something to let you know that everything's going to be okay and you got this. Just to have that strength, you know what I'm saying? And to not walk this world in hopelessness, in quiet desperation, feeling like there's nothing you can do. There is something you can do. When you think like that, you find things that you can do to fix your situation. And so, I noticed that for me, staying positive as best as I possibly can, remaining positive, having a good mindset, staying confident, and doing the things I know I need to do to maintain the momentum of positivity. Prayer, exercise, getting my walks in. I walk, doing whatever calisthenics I can do, push-ups, a couple pull-ups here and there, do my sit-ups, my meditation, do some journaling, do some gratitude thinking, but as much as I can, as much fuel I can put into the tank. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm not doing those things, then, I'm not preparing myself with the tools necessary to fight the demons. You know what I mean? You got to have the tools prepared. So whatever you need, whatever you got, whether you're praying, whether it's meditation, whether it's journaling, whether it's exercising, whether it's having someone to call and talk to show you support, whether that's giving to others, whatever you like to do, whether you like to paint, you like to make videos, finding outlets that you do regularly to keep you regulated, you know what I'm saying? So that you can keep a level head, so that we're not living life like a roller coaster. 1 week we're feeling good, the next week we're feeling that bad. 1 week we're feeling good, next week feeling bad. Like, how can we maintain positive thinking and a strong perspective walking into this earth, in this world? You know what I'm saying? So that when things don't go as planned, you know what? We're not going to hopeless depths where we go into dark places for weeks, and that can end up going into months, and then that can lead to bad habits, and then you get back to where, now you're back to where you started. You kind of have to build up, and it's like, no, how can I stay as strong as I can to make my life the best as I can, as long as I can? You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm noticing is about staying consistent on being disciplined with my prayer, meditation, making these videos. Like when I make videos like this, I can express myself. And when I feel like I'm expressing myself, I feel happier. I feel like I feel fulfilled. You know what I mean? And that's what's helping me stay level-headed. How do I stay level-headed? And it's staying consistent with having a positive mindset. You know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes, you know, it feels good to want to be negative. You know, kind of having that victim story that we have, a narrative, can make us feel good for that moment because we have something to focus our energy on. But man, I just don't think that is a long-term positive strategy. It's obviously not. It's absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to be positive when things are positive, but knowing how to stay positive when things aren't going so well and when we are feeling doubt, those are the moments when we need to really double up the prayers, really work on ourselves, you know, and stay strong, you know? Staying strong as long as you can, you know, having a strong mentality. And I realize thinking strong thoughts, thinking powerful thoughts and saying powerful prayers. You know what I mean? It means like not thinking weak thoughts or entertaining weak thoughts for too long. Even if you're not feeling as good, just think, you know what, I may not feeling good, but I'm gonna feel better. You know what I'm saying? Things are gonna get better. There's a problem in front of me. There's things I gotta work on. I got this bill I gotta take care of. I got this issue, but you know what? We're gonna take care of it. We will get through it. And having that leadership mentality, thinking that, you know, everything's gonna be okay, and having that strength, you know what I'm saying? Because the sun's gonna go down, the moon's gonna come up, and the sun's gonna come up again. You gotta go back out into the world, and you gotta keep playing the game. You know what I mean? And you may have to take some L's, but can you take those L's with your head up? You know what I'm saying? And stay strong. It's about staying strong, man. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes being strong means being vulnerable and saying, you know, I need help, and getting help, or expressing that you're going through struggles and pain. But you know, you doing that is going to keep you strong. It's going to help you find support. So it's like, you know, sometimes being strong all the time doesn't mean that you're never sharing your weaknesses, but it's about maintaining that strong mentality. Strong mentality is what we need in this world, especially when there's, you know, a lot of isolation. A lot of people don't have friend groups or peer groups like we did in the past. It's not always the same. A lot of us are stuck in our houses on our phones. A lot of people don't have a lot of friends or homies to talk to, especially as you get a little bit older in life. Your friends get married. They have, you know, their own issues. And so a lot of times we're alone. So we have to find support groups, you know, whether it's online, whether it's people on social media, whether you find YouTube videos of Tony Robbins or Les Brown, or watch your favorite athletes or musicians talking about how they get through their problems. But, you know, creating an environment where there's support and strength so that we don't fall down into negative thinking. And sometimes because that negative thinking can result to, you know, substance abuse or self-sabotaging behaviors, and that can just dig a bigger hole. So for me, I'm realizing I have to keep a fortress of support, you know? And sometimes it's not always other people. Sometimes my greatest support comes from God. Sometimes I don't have somebody to call or a group of guys to go talk to. Or, you know, maybe the videos aren't cutting it. Maybe I'm listening to the videos, but it's not reaching. So I got to find something else. I got to find God. I got to pray. And that's why, you know, I'm realizing the importance of prayer. You know, like, you know, I'm not Islamic, but I respect the Islamic faith because they pray 5 times a day. You know what I mean? Like that's part of being in the club. You got to pray 5 times a day. I'm like, damn, they're praying 5 times a day. I'm only praying when I wake up. Maybe I need to double up, triple up my prayers. You know what I mean? So realizing that prayer is important and staying prayed up. You know what I mean? How much can you pray? Pray more prayer. It's not going to hurt. It's better than thinking negative. You know what I mean? What else are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? And it happens, you know? And then when we do fall into those dark places, you know, recognizing that, to have patience with ourselves. You know, we're not always going to just snap out of it. Sometimes it's about saying, you know what, I'm in a dark place, acknowledging it and say, you know what, I'm in a dark place right now, but I'm not going to allow myself to stay here. Maybe I need to get some rest. Maybe I need to pray and Maybe I need to stop thinking so much. And maybe I need to turn on some comedy, turn a funny video on, or watch a movie. You know, maybe you like to paint. Maybe you need to pull out some paints. Maybe you need to do some push-ups. You know what I mean? But like, do what you got to do, and you know the sun's gonna come up, and just put one foot in front of the other. Keep going. Don't give up on yourself, and just stay strong. It's about staying strong as long as you can, you know. And I think that that's what's gonna make sure that we have a good life. You know what I mean? If you can just do good. Hey Tristan, how you doing? You get through the day, get through tomorrow. You know what I mean? Get through the day, get through tomorrow, get through the week, get through the month, and then after a whole year, you can look back and be like, you know what? I had a good year. You know, it wasn't a perfect year, but I stayed strong. Got through this. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that we can have good lives, man. Like we're not supposed to live life through. It's not supposed to be a painful, struggling, sad life. Like a lot of us maybe deal with depression and suffering. Maybe we've had a lot of hard things in life that we've been through, but I don't think we're supposed to live life to live a shitty life. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be about money and status and material, but it's about how we feel. We're not supposed to go through our whole life in constant sorrow. You know what I'm saying? And I had to wake up to that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, why is life so hard? Why is it like that? And it's like, dude, this is not what it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. Like, how can I be happier? And I realized, you know, number one thing is gratitude. I need to just be thankful for the little things because there's so many things I want. I want this problem removed. I want this. I want more money. I want these things. I want these things. I want all these things. I'm like, you know what? As long as I'm always constantly looking at the things I don't have and looking at how life sucks or how things are, it's only going to bring more of that. So how about I start focusing on what I've got? You know what I mean? Starting with my health. We have our health. We have our eyes. We can see. You know what I mean? I had a blind friend once. This was a full-grown man, and he was blind. He never seen his children once. He has children, never seen their faces. Damn, I have my eyes. You know what I mean? This man can't do anything. Can't even work a job. He's on SSI, but he's smiling every day. He's still figuring it out. Okay, I got my eyes. Let me be thankful for that. At least things are a little bit easier than it could be. It could be way harder. I got my arms. I got my legs. Every time you leave the house, you're going to see somebody who's on a wheelchair and crutches. Damn, dude, imagine trying to fucking deal with the problems I have, but and have no legs. So fuck, I got my eyes, I got my legs. Cool, boom. I got my hands. I can hold the phone. I can make call, like, just the simple ass things. Be thankful for those things, you know? That'll brighten your spirits up, you know? And then you got a roof over your head, cool. You got a home. Maybe you don't have a roof. Maybe you're sleeping in your car. Boom, I got a car. There's people outside who sleeping. Maybe you're sleeping in a tent right now. Fuck, at least I got a tent. Some people don't have a tent. They sleeping on a fucking cardboard box. At least I'm thankful for what I've got. Even it says in the Bible, like, whatever you believe in the Bible, there's some real gems in there. Like one of them is, you know, he who has will be given more, and he who doesn't have, more will be taken from him. And I think that just means like being thankful for what you have will beget more things to be thankful for. So focusing what you could be grateful for, you know. And I think honestly, it sounds super cheesy, like, oh really? If I think positive and grateful, things are gonna get better. But it's like, it's not about the one time you do it. It's about the discipline of making that a daily lifestyle. You just live in a grateful mentality. Every day you constantly remind yourself what you're thankful for. You do that for a day, you know what I mean? You notice your spirits get up. You do that for a couple days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. You challenge yourself to be grateful for a whole month, every day. Stay doing that. Write it in your notes, write a journal. Boom. And now you've lived a grateful month. And then you do that for 3 months. Damn, now you're just a grateful person. Now you don't have the same problem. Maybe your life hasn't evolved as much as you wanted to, but maybe you're not making the money that you know you need to make or want to make. But at least you feel better. At least you're feeling better. Now the experience is better. You know what I mean? Because I'd rather have a problem, but still feel good inside knowing that I can handle that problem and take care of that problem internally. I feel good rather than having that problem and feeling like shit. It's like, fuck, bro. And I look at some people and I recognize that they've yet to maybe establish the discipline, or they don't have the tools necessary to stay in that mindset. And this is what it's the downward spiral. They just keep going down, 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 and then they're just hitting rock bottom, and they constantly are hitting rock bottom. And I'm like, there's not only downward spirals, but there's also upward spirals. You know what I mean? You can really take quantum leaps in your life. Like, I remember when I was really homeless, like really struggling, and I was in this shelter, and I was staying at these motels, and bro, I was like so fucking like mad. I was like, dude, life sucks, life sucks. And I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna make it fucking change. Like, I'm getting into a place, like, maybe not tomorrow, but fuck, I'm gonna change things. And like, I recognized that once I started just making that effort, and I was like, what do I gotta do? Okay, I need to think more positive. I need to start exercising my body. I need to pray more. I need to eat a little better, get better sleep. I'm gonna do this every fucking day. And I did it every day and every day and every day. And it was like, before I knew it, I was like, someone was like, dude, okay, I think we can get you a place. We can help you out here. Boom. I got this meeting. I started making more calls. I was on their ass about it. I was like, yo, what's up? What's the availability? Oh, you know what? I'll give you a call tonight. Oh, we found an availability. And it was like, boom, boom, boom. And then I eventually, and I got this place. And I was like, oh man, I did an upward spiral. You know what I mean? It was like, it was ground bottom, but then I figured it out. It didn't happen overnight. It took a couple weeks. It took about a month, and then boom, I was where I needed to be. And I was like, oh, you can apply that to anything, wherever you're at, And it's about just making that decision. Like, okay, I can be down, but you can go up. There's so many people who have been down, and they go back up. And then, another thing to remember is that no matter what scenario you're in, there's people in the world who look just like you, who have the same problems as you, can connect with you, have the same age as you, same generation as you, same limitations, but they figured it out. If they can figure it out, I can figure it out. Because you know what? That's a human being, and I'm a human being, and we all have the same things. For the most part, we all have our arms and legs, and we all have our brains. You know what I mean? So what's the difference between me and that person who's doing better than me? They're just thinking differently. They're just thinking, and they're doing that more consistently better than I'm doing it. If they're doing it, I can do it. Because they're not a fucking mythical creature. You know what I mean? They're not like some alien force. They're another human. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, all right, then if I could do it, they could do it. And I think that's important to always remember. You know what I'm saying? Remember that. That's why I study a lot of athletes. I study like Mike Tyson, Tom Brady, you know what I mean? Or people who are really successful in the world, who are really like leaders, people who are really strong, courageous people. I study them because I got to take them off their pedestal. You know what I'm saying? It could be Martin Luther King. I respect him so much, but I have to take him off the pedestal of being Martin Luther King and realize that's Martin. That's a guy who's a man. He was afraid of things. He had big problems. He had big dreams, but he fucking figured it out. He may have passed young, but he still fucking believed he could do things. You know what I mean? And his dreams were so big, like monumental, world-changing things. If all I want to do is just figure out how to make some more money, or figure out how to pay this bill, dude, you know what I mean? How hard is it then? You know what I mean? Like, I need to think bigger. We got to think bigger. You know what I mean? Believe that you can do more with what you got. Why think like you can't? Just allow. And I think sometimes we don't give ourselves the permission to think like that. Give yourself the permission to think strong thoughts. Fuck it. That's what I'm doing. And I feel like that's one of my codes, man. It's one of my secrets. A lot of people be like, why are you so positive all the time? It's like, it's not that I'm positive all the time. It's just that I do the things that I need to do to stay positive. And so I think it just creates a momentum. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're always driving the car at 20 miles an hour, you're kind of going to get used to moving at 20 miles an hour. But if you just train yourself to go at 40 and then stay consistent with that, you can stay consistently positive long enough. Then you can get more positive, more. So, whoever's out there, whoever's on the other side of the screen, I'm not going to tell you that what you're going through isn't difficult, because it is difficult, but you can get through it. You're going to get through it. Before you know it, you're going to be like, oh man, remember when I had that problem? Man, look at that problem. I mean, what is that? A year from now, you're going to be laughing. You're not even going to be thinking about it. Probably not. And maybe there's things that are serious. I don't know what everyone's going through, so I can't say you're just going to get over things. Some people are dealing with real issues, and, But for the little things, we're going to get through it. And even anything that's big, you will get through it. That's what we have to never forget. I feel like that's the hardest thing sometimes. But you know what? Another thing to acknowledge is that saying that it's difficult makes it more difficult. Sometimes you just got to Jedi mind trick yourself. To Jedi mind trick yourself is to just remember that you will get through. Like I'll say it like this. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, life isn't as easy and things are difficult right now, but it's easy for me to get through it. It's gonna be easy. Yes, it's difficult, but it's easy to suffer. It's easy to struggle. Like, I know that sounds it doesn't make sense, but convincing myself that it is, it's almost like when you go to lift some weights, that those weights may be bigger than you've ever thought you could ever imagine. But if I tell myself this is going to be difficult, maybe I'm going to struggle more than I need to struggle to lift this weight up. But if I say, you know what? Yeah, I got this. Yeah, it gets hard, but I got this. Maybe I'll get 2 up, 3 up. I'm like, wow, I'm a little stronger than I thought. You know what I'm saying? So I might as well just think more strong. You know what I mean? Think more powerful with it. Say that it's going to be easy. I do that a lot. Especially when it's little things that I feel when I feel pain. This is kind of funny, but it's random. Like if I stub my toe, I'll be like, oh no, I immediately say, pain is weakness leaving the body. I'm getting stronger. And within 5 minutes, I don't feel that pain anymore because it's almost like I've changed my perspective in that moment to how I view the pain. And now the pain of me, something as simple as stubbing my toe, I release it and I can withstand it now. You know what I mean? And then I get through it. So it's like you may take an L with anything in your life. Things may not go as planned. You may have a bill fucking up. Maybe you get fired from your job. Maybe you break up with your girl. Maybe you and a friend have a falling out, or maybe someone said something about you, and you know what I mean? Whatever it is. But it's like, you know what? I'm going to get through this. Bullshit. I'm dealing with it. Yeah, I may be mad. I'm feeling the emotion. But you know what? I'm going to get through this. I'm going to be all right. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But it's in those moments, you know what I'm saying? It's what are you going to choose to do? Are you going to think positive? Are you going to think you're going to go down with it? I'm not going down. Fuck that. You know what I mean? Hell no. When those men were on the Titanic and that ship was sinking, they fucking had their chest up, bro. I'm not saying the Titanic is sinking in my life, but we have moments where the ship sinks a little bit. I'm not going to fucking go down fucking crying. Fuck that, bro. I'm keeping my head up and I'm going to get back up, you know? It's like if life was a fucking boxing ring fight. Life may hit you when you get knocked down. Life is that opponent. Hits you, right? And turns around like, yeah, we knocked it down. We got him. But then you see the camera angle be over the shoulder of your opponent. And you see you. He's up. He's getting back up. He's up again. You know what I mean? Look, he's up. And life is like, what? I thought I finished him. It's like, no. You thought wrong. I'm back. You know what I mean? You wipe the blood off your face. You just like, you know what I mean? You're just like crumbling. You're falling over. You're kind of crumbling over, but you're just getting back up. You're like, you're not going to beat me, bro. I'm hard to kill. That's something I tell myself. I'm hard to kill. Me, I'm hard to kill, bro. I'm that type of man. I'm hard to kill. You know what I mean? Life can shoot every bullet at me. I'm the motherfucker just takes the fucking bullets. It's like, is that all you got? Is that all you fucking got? You know what I mean? You gotta be that guy, man. Just say fuck it. Take that. You gotta take that identity. That's the identity I take on with this life shit. Because I know that life's gonna keep hitting me. It's gonna try to hit me. But come on, bring it. You know what I mean? Bring it. It's almost like the boxing reference. It's like if you're a boxer, you're gonna have to keep getting back in that fucking ring. You're gonna get hit. You're probably gonna get knocked down. But you're going to have to keep getting in the ring. No matter fucking what. So it's like, are you going to get knocked down and get knocked down and never get back in the ring? Or wake up every fucking day of your life, put your gloves on and get back in the ring? That's what you got to do, man. It's about getting in the ring. Staying strong. What's up, Kate Mercury? Man, I'm rambling. I'm positively rambling. I'm speaking the truth, man. I'm speaking from my heart. I'm letting people know that how to have strong thoughts, how to think strong. It's about having a strong mentality. You know what I mean? As a man specifically, I'm saying I speak for myself as a man. You know, I'm thankful that my father taught me a lot of these things. My father spent 20 years in the U.S. military. He was a major in the military. He went to Afghanistan, Iraq. You know, he had 3 children. He's got 5 kids. He's been married 3 times, divorces, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? He's got a business. He's got bills. He's got debts. You know? But him as a man, he never lets me see that he's struggling, even if he is struggling. He doesn't show that side to him. And that's something I like. I love that about my dad. Maybe sometimes I wish he'd be more vulnerable. But one thing I can take away from that is that no matter what the fuck he's going through, he don't walk around here with his head down. He ain't walking around like, oh man, what's gonna happen? He's the pillar. He's the strength. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know what? I want to be that man for the world, for my friends, for my family, for anybody that comes around me. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean I don't have problems. It doesn't mean that I don't have times of weakness. But I want to be the man who's a pillar. You know what I'm saying? Who can listen to others so that I'm not so selfishly focusing on me. Now I can put this energy out to the world to help other people, you know? And I believe that that's what we're here for, man. So we can lean on each other. You know, and even the strongest man out there needs to lean on something. So prayer, God is important. Having prayer in your life. You talking to God, finding a higher power, man. You know, a lot of people don't pray to God. And I'm like, to the people who don't pray to God, I don't tell them they need to pray to God. I say in my heart, I'm like, well, if you don't need it, you're a fucking strong human being. Maybe you're stronger than me. You know what I mean? But I gotta have God. I gotta have something. Maybe they have something else, but I know I gotta have something. And for me, it's God, you know? You gotta have your own thing that you use to keep you strong. What are you doing to keep yourself strong? Strength is important, man. Strength, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be strong, wanting to feel strong, and thinking strong thoughts. Because that's, what else are you gonna have? You know what I mean? And being strong through your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes strength to say that you're feeling weak. Sometimes it takes strength to say that I need help. That's strength. You know what I mean? To say that you're struggling and to admit that. Yes, please. This is an open forum. You can absolutely ask me anything you want. Please ask me some questions because, you know, definitely want to ping pong. Let's get some ideas. I live in Bangladesh, and I always watch your videos in our Bangladesh as one day. That's cool. Thank you for coming through, Happy Hapu. Yeah, random missions. Say something, whatever you got in your heart, man. Go for it. You know? And I recognize social media is a beautiful thing because it allows us to connect with people all over the world. And the one thing that I realized, you know, I was born in Germany. My dad was in the U.S. military, so I lived in different countries. I was in France. Didn't live there, but we would travel there. We go to Britain, France, go to Czechoslovakia, go to Italy. Been to almost every state: Texas, Virginia, Atlanta, L.A. And I think that one thing I realized is that we may have different religions, race, political ideologies, viewpoints of the world, but at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're all suffering with a lot of the same things. So we need to work on ourselves to recognize that, you know what, we're all going through things, and that's why we need each other. More people should learn animation. Absolutely. There's so many ways to make money. So many ways to make money on social media. That's something I'm going to start talking about more and more, is money-making ideas and opportunities to make money. Because we can make a lot of money using these phones. A lot more money than we think we could be making. So, but it's been a pleasure talking to everybody out there. Oh, you want me to go to Bangladesh? I'll be in Bangladesh one of these days. I'll be out there for sure. I'm telling you, I'll be out there. One of these days, I'll be out there. You know what I mean? Once I get more of a build my community up over there, I'll go out there and then I'll have people to meet with, talk to. Maybe I can set up some shows, play some events. That'd be so cool, playing Bangladesh one day. But it's been a pleasure talking to anyone out there who's been in my life. I appreciate you all. Thank you guys very much. Remember to stay strong, stay prayed up. Challenge yourself to stay disciplined. Remember, when you challenge yourself, you will win more. Don't wait for people to challenge you. I'll check it out. But it's been a pleasure, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. God bless. Peace.